In this next part, we're going to do a motion tween with a color effect change. Let's begin by creating a new rectangle, and I might go ahead and change it to something that's obviously different than the other one. And I need to create a new layer for this as well. So I'm going to create a new layer, and this time I'm going to be creating my other three animations in their own timelines and not on the main layer. So that's very important. So I can call this anims, because that will have all three other animations on that one layer. We begin by creating a new rectangle or square for this tweenable object. I might go ahead and give myself a little bit larger stroke so I can see the color effects applied to it. And I'm going to right click and convert this to a symbol. And this is going to be my color, or I guess I can just call it a blue or green background. Now I'm going to right click again and convert this to a symbol, and this will be the color animation, or even color effect animation. And I put anim in all uppercase, that way I know it's an animated timeline. And now I'm going to double click on that particular animation to go into the timeline for color effect anim, and here's where I'll be applying that new animation. Right click, choose create motion tween, and you can right click on the object or on the frame, and now we can add our tween, our color effects. So click on your object, and you can go to the end if you like. Then you can go down to color effects, and you'll see we have the ability to apply things such as tint or alpha or advanced. I like the advanced one because it gives me a lot of other features. And you can go somewhere in between, click something else, and change your advanced to different settings. And I'm obviously just playing around and choosing different numbers, but you'll see that we have a lot of different changes that you can do with this type of color effect. We can even make it fade out and change drastically with the colors. So that's kind of nice. You have a lot of different features there for your color effects. Be aware, this is one thing that's kind of interesting about this. I noticed that I went to frame 20 and changed the setting for the alpha, and it seemed as though that same setting stayed throughout the rest of the file at 184. So the alpha, red, green, and blue are all individual parameters that can be altered during the course of this animation. And what happens is that when you alter one, it actually alters it for that keyframe, but it doesn't, let's say it doesn't change it always between other keyframes, because the effect or color that you change is only saved with each individual keyframe. So certain effects, such as that alpha, might change over a period of time, and since I'd never touched the alpha at any other keyframe, it stayed with the alpha having that exact value. Now we can actually tell much more about this in the motion editor. So I'm going to click on that object, go to the motion editor and expand it a little bit, and here you'll see the settings that I was talking about. Here's the color effect, and you'll see advanced color shows me the red. Whoops, it's kind of hard to see everything. It has the red here, the red offset, the green offset, the blue, and if I could get down to it, the blue offset as well. It's kind of a lot to see here on this one thing. So alpha, there's alpha setting, there's the blue offset, and let's see, there's the alpha offset, and there you can see it has a keyframe at one place at the very beginning, and then another one later, and then it stays that way for the rest of the file. It's kind of hard to see everything in the motion editor because it's such a large graphic. But there we go, there's the timeline indicator again, and you can see at this frame, at frame 21 or so, I have that alpha value changing. Now you can actually click on this and move it back if you want. So each individual property of every color effect and even the filters is completely editable using the motion editor. I'm going to go ahead and close the motion editor, and you'll see that I've created that new keyframe here, and that new keyframe is for the alpha that I set. So learning how to use the motion tween and the color effects can kind of be difficult just because you have to be very aware of what you're changing and when you're changing it and how that might affect the rest of the tween. Let's go back to the main timeline and go ahead and test your file with Control Enter, and you can see the different things changing. Let's save our work and go on to the next one.